Seahawks Today coming up in just a matter of moments. But first, want to make sure you're subscribed to the channel as we bring you daily Seattle Seahawks coverage. We have news, rumors. We also do our live shows on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Watch parties during the season and more. When the Seahawks make a move, we bring you a video as quickly as we can here on the channel. Subscribe now for free today. We're on the road to 38.5 thousand subscribers, a little less than 300 subs to get there, but we need your help. Subscribe now for free today. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV to subscribe for free today. You'll be glad you did. Welcome in. Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. OTAs, minicamp, offseason activities are in the books. Now we await training camp, the final step before we begin the 2023 NFL season. So with that, on today's show, I have 5 players to watch and some bold predictions for the Seahawks in 2023. Some breakout candidates that I think are going to have a big impact on this Seahawks team that you may not be talking about or expecting for that matter. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with rookie Devon Witherspoon. The Seahawks took him with the number 5 overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft out of Illinois. And NFL.com actually agrees with me. They named him the top breakout candidate for the Seahawks this upcoming season. Mel Kiper had him as the number 1 corner in this draft, number 8 player overall. And I think the thing that you're going to see out of Devon Witherspoon that's going to be the most fascinating to watch is what exactly the Seahawks do with him. Because with the way Mike Jackson stepped up in offseason activities and he's not going away, all of a sudden you wonder, what do you do at outside corner? Do you start Mike Jackson? Do you start Devon Witherspoon? Do you put him at the nickelback potentially? And what we heard, the reports from the offseason activities, was that he did well in the slot, playing the nickel. So wherever you throw him out there, just get him on the football field and let him cook, right? Last year in college, listen to this, what he did at Illinois. Allowed a completion percentage around 35%, only 206 yards allowed, had 14 pass breakups in 3 interceptions. To put it simply, he is that dude. Excited to see what Devon Witherspoon will do. My bold prediction for Devon Witherspoon, I think as a rookie, he can make the Pro Bowl. Tariq Woolen did it last year. Woolen tied for the league lead in interceptions. I think Devon Witherspoon could have a very similar year to what we saw from Tariq Woolen last year. Now, Witherspoon's expected to be better in coverage than Tariq Woolen is, but I'm very intrigued to see what Witherspoon does if he can make the Pro Bowl and be one of the best young corners in the NFL. Our pinned comment today, what do you think is going to be a breakout player for the Seahawks this year? Who do you think? A guy like Devon Witherspoon, somebody else? Let us know in the comments section. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Get your votes in and tell me what you think. Give me one player that's going to be a breakout star for your Seattle Seahawks this season. From one rookie to another, we find Jaxon Smith-Njigba at the wide receiver position as another breakout candidate for Seattle. Granted, the receiver room for the Seahawks is pretty crowded when you factor in DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett there. But I'm telling you, I think that JSN is going to get his, and he is going to be a force to be reckoned with when it comes to the slot and in the middle of the field. He'll be Geno Smith's best friend as far as I'm concerned. The last time we saw Jaxon Smith-Njigba healthy in college was the 2021 season when he had over 1,600 yards receiving and nearly 17 yards of reception with 9 touchdowns. And one of the things that people kind of wonder with Jaxon Smith-Njigba was, how can you do in this crowded receiving room? Can he still be able to get his when DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are there and also the tight ends like Noah Fant and company? Think about this. I always love pointing to this game. I love going back to the 2021 Rose Bowl against Utah, where in a receiving room that featured guys like Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson and company, what did JSN do? Oh, yeah, 15 catches, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns, and over 23 yards of reception. He is incredible, and he's going to get his. And I think he's still going to stand out, even in this crowded receiving room. In fact, based on injuries or things that could happen, whatever, I think that JSN very well could be top 2 in receiving yards for this Seahawks team this year. That's not a disrespect to anyone else out there. Don't take that the wrong way. But I think he's that good, and that you're going to see him fit so well with what the Seahawks want to do in that safety net for Geno Smith and what he's looking for. Watch out for Jaxon Smith-Njigba as far as I'm concerned. Next on the breakout candidate list, we go to another rookie. Staying on offense, that's where we find Zach Charbonnet, the rookie out of UCLA. And Charbonnet, the Seahawks selected with the number 52 overall pick. He was a first-team All-American this past year. Began his career at Michigan and then went to UCLA and was terrific, playing under Chip Kelly there, who some of our Duck fans are obviously very familiar with. Number 4 running back and number 62 overall player on Mel Kiper's big board. And with Zach Charbonnet, it's so interesting, right? You look at the question, I think, kind of like what we talked about with Jaxon Smith-Njigba, is with Charbonnet, how does he fit in when you already have other running backs there? When you have Kenneth Walker, when you have DJ Dallas, and obviously they picked up Kenny McIntosh as well in the 7th round. I'll say this. I think it's going to work out just fine. Charbonnet had nearly 7 yards a carry last year. 14 touchdowns, close to 1,400 yards rushing. And if we've learned anything from Pete Carroll and Shane Waldron over the years, it's that the Seahawks are a run-first team. They love to establish the run game, and that they wear out their running backs. And you have to keep running backs fresh. And Kenneth Walker III is still going to be your number 1 guy, but I think you could see Zach Charbonnet getting at least 30% of the touches. And if something were to happen to Kenneth Walker III for whatever reason, Zach Charbonnet is more than capable of being that starting running back and filling that role just fine. I think you're going to have a very good 1-2 punch, and a lot is going to be asked out of Charbonnet immediately on this Seattle Seahawks team. So I have more breakout candidates to get to in just a bit. But first, give us a bold prediction for your Seattle Seahawks in 2023. I got my bold predictions, got the breakout candidates. Now I want to hear your bold prediction for Seattle this upcoming year. Tell me in the comments section what your bold prediction is. All right, next on the list, let's go to a free agent signing that the Seahawks brought in. That is Julian Love, the safety who was previously with the New York Giants. And there's questions about what Julian Love's role is going to be. If Jamal Adams is healthy, you got Quandre Diggs there. Where does Julian Love fit into the equation? Does he play nickel potentially? Well, I have a solution, but before I tell you how I think it's going to go, let's hear from the man himself. This is Julian Love within the last couple days talking about his role on the Seahawks defense. He said, when you have a team, you try to put the best players in the field for each position. That's my mindset. I have starts at every DB position, so I'm trying to be a versatile player, and I'm just trying to take advantage. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to be versatile, and he's going to be all over the football field. You'll see some 3 hybrid safety techniques. You might see Jamal Adams lining up at linebacker. And granted, with injuries, things are going to happen. Julian Love is still going to be called upon. And you can see the numbers were pretty solid last year with over 124 tackles, 2 interceptions. Julian Love is that guy. And I think that you're looking at Julian Love starting every game in some way, shape, or form, even if they have to start 3 safeties, whatever it may be. I think Julian Love starts every game. And I think he can have a Pro Bowl caliber season himself. I think that a guy that's just starting to enter the prime of his career, that's really just getting going, look out for Julian Love, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to be special. Seattle got him at the very right time in his career. The last breakout candidate, this one I think we're all kind of hoping is a breakout candidate. Please do something, Dee Eskridge. You know that meme, the do something meme? I think that's what we're all kind of sitting here hoping for with Dee Eskridge. No beating around the bush. The first couple of seasons of his career have been a disappointment as he struggled to stay healthy. He struggled to get on the football field at times. It has not bode well for Dee Eskridge, who was at one point a second-round pick back in 2021. You go back to the last 2 seasons, he's played in just 20 games. That's it. And his career stats are 17 receptions, 122 yards, and 1 touchdown. So even when he's been on the field, we have not even seen that much of him. As you can see, he's got less than 1 reception for every game that he's played to this point. So it hasn't been ideal for Dee Eskridge at the early stages of his career, that he's still got something to prove as far as that goes. Geno Smith said about him that he's working his butt off. He's super explosive out here. He's one of the most explosive guys I've ever seen. If we can get him where I think he'll be, I think he'll help us out a lot. And you've heard a lot of guys talk very well about Dee Eskridge, that he's done a very good job through these offseason programs. But now he's got to put it together. And my bold prediction, I'm not a doctor, so I can't say this for certain, but I am going to predict that luck is on Dee Eskridge's side finally, that he'll stay healthy most of the season. He'll be an impact player on this offense. Your top 3 receivers are already established with DK, Lockett, and JSN. But Dee Eskridge, there's no reason why. The talent's there. If he can get on the football field, why he shouldn't be the number 4 receiver and be an impact player for Seattle and maybe get involved in the special teams game as well. How many games is Dee Eskridge going to play this season? It's the million-dollar question. How much can the Seahawks depend on him, and how active will he be involved in this offense? Tell me in the comments section how many games Dee Eskridge is going to play in 2023. Last bold prediction before we go, as we're wrapping up. I want to do like an overarching bold prediction on this Seahawks team as a whole. I think the Seahawks can take down the 49ers and win this division, the NFC West, for the first time since 2020. It's been a minute since they won the division. The Niners have some question marks at the quarterback position. The Seahawks have the best quarterback in the division right now. And we've seen the way things are coming together with this offense, with the defense and everything as well. And you think about last year. I know a lot of people loved what the Niners did and getting to the NFC Championship game and how well they played down the stretch. But Seattle was right there. And Seattle had the division lead for much of the first half of the season before ultimately San Francisco took the title. Don't sleep on them Seahawks, folks. The division title is going to go to the Seattle Seahawks. That's my last bold prediction. Before we go, will the Seahawks win the NFC West? What do you think, Seahawks fans? Weigh in that comment section. Tell me what you think. Y for yes, N for no. Will the Seahawks win the NFC West or not? Hit me up on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live. You can find me there. Have a great weekend. Thanks for staying plugged in to Seahawks Today.